wide open on the baseline is Mitchell. Welcome back, a two-hand stuff, 15 seconds in. Slicing in Huntley Hatfield, but he missed the layup off the left. A rebound for Filipowski. Here Keith comes across midcourt, whips it inside for Mitchell, wide open for a two-hand stuff. Proctor, the screen for Mitchell, fed it back to him, slicing in Mark. Oh, he rises up and throws it down.
It was great having Mark back for the Louisville game. You know, his stats were great, of course. You know, 20 and 12. You know, I think his presence, you could feel watching the game with the way he attacked the basket, how he rebounded. He had 4 offensive rebounds. But it's really everything else that he does. He's such a connector for us. He's so easy to play with on offense. He's guarding everybody on defense. He's talking. He's so smart. He knows everything he's supposed to be doing. And it translates to winning. Look, when he's not out there, our team is different. It changes, and when he's in there, obviously it's such a difference maker for our team.
Less than 72 hours removed from a disappointing night in Cameron, the Blue Devils find themselves on the road tonight. A quick turnaround, but perhaps one that couldn't come quick enough for a team eager to bounce back from just their 4th loss of the season. It's an open secret that over the course of a 5-month season, adversity is going to find you. Whether it be a shooting slump, crazy travel, a hot opponent, or in this case, injuries, there is rarely a path to the postseason that doesn't have a bump or two along the way. We can take you through one example after another, but the point is clear. Adversity is nothing new, and for Duke, more often than not, the response has been something to behold.
Well, the last couple of weeks has been a whirlwind. You know, it's we've had injuries, we've had definitely some adversity, but I like the fact that with our group, they always respond, and that's what they've done. You know, even the Georgia Tech game, the Pitt game, Louisville, all 3 teams made a run. All 3 teams hit some tough shots, and you know, had some plays go for them, just like we had some plays go for us. But we're continuing to create our identity as a team and continuing to find things along the way. And when you have guys that go out, it's also an opportunity for other guys to step up. And what Sean Stewart has done, stepping into the mix. Other guys in key moments, Ryan Young against Georgia Tech, stepping up. We're going to need this entire team to be ready to go. And the last couple of weeks has been an example of that.
I think we understand our group now. I think everyone's really selfless and knows their roles. I think everyone's trying to make each other better, which makes themselves better instead of, you know, focusing on their own game and just worried about themselves. I think we have more of an edge as a team as well. I think, you know, our defensive intensity has picked up a lot. Guys are really flowing and gelling with one another on the court and trusting each other.
When you talk about identity, one of the things for our team I feel is important is you have to be able to fight through adversity. And you know, the core group that's returning from last year, we talked a lot about that in the offseason. You know, we went through some different games last year where we couldn't get over the hump. If things didn't go our way at the start, or if another team made a run, to be able to overcome that. And for this group this year, they've shown and proven they can do that, and we can do that. And that's obviously going to be an important thing as you get further into ACC play, and hopefully having an opportunity to make a run in March. I've been in this program long enough. I've learned how to be flexible, and I've learned probably in the 15 seasons I've been a part of our program, the starting lineup we started the year with usually isn't the one you end up the year with throughout the course of the season. Not just starting or not starting, but different lineups you have on the floor, even to close a game. And you know, we played a lineup with Sean, Mark, and Flippin together, with Jared, with Tyrese, and that's not a group we had played before, and felt we found something with that. But the opportunity presented itself, the development and the work that Sean has been putting in presented itself, and we need to be open to doing something maybe we didn't think we should do or could do. And this season is such an evolution, and as a coaching staff, we have to be open-minded to make sure we're making the best decisions in the moment, not necessarily what happened last game or what you felt might be the team's personality. We need to adjust in real time to what's happening.
Duke All Access is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next. By Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires. And by Coke Zero Sugar. They say Coke Zero is irresistibly tasty. Does that make it the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Create a backyard that's out of this world. Right now, save $30 on the GTA 26 handheld battery pruner. Real steel. Find yours.
I need to try it first.
We coming hard, we coming fast. Get out the way or get caught up in the blast. We coming hard, we coming fast. Get out the way or get caught up in the blast.
Up top rope, into the paint, kicks to the right, Proctor a three. Got it. What an outstanding offensive set. The top of the key, back for a flip on the left, a three. Short, rebound Mark Mitchell, outside Proctor. He'll reload and knock it down. Proctor off of a Mitchell screen. He's being held up top by Clark, no whistle. Tyrese on the drop, into the paint, all the way in, off the window and in. Tyrese Proctor has 16, in the lead back to 8. Off of the Filipowski screen, back for Filipowski. Inside it comes, outside Proctor, right side three is down. Tyrese Proctor has 19.
Here's Proctor as we head toward the 7-minute mark. Proctor, step back and another bucket. He's got a career high 24 points and the lead's back to 8.
The only guy that he needs to be is Tyrese Proctor. We don't need him to be anybody else or try to be anybody else. And we need him to be Tyrese because there's nobody else like him in the country. And the game against Louisville, to me, was the step of him being Tyrese. And that's exciting for me as a coach. And I think he's on path to have a monster second half of the year.
Just his presence means a lot to us. His leadership ability, his selflessness, his ability to make others around him better is truly something that a lot of guys don't take for granted. And when he's out there playing with you, it's fun. You gotta be ready because he's gonna pass you the ball and get you an open shot. But it's always fun playing with Tyrese. That's my brother, and it's great to have him back out there.
Being Tyrese means, one, playing with, a confidence and a swagger, which I've seen him play when he's at his best. Tyrese playing with an edge That's when he plays with incredible confidence, but also incredible toughness. And, you know, he's as good of a two-way guard as there is when he has that mindset. And I thought he got back to not just scoring against Louisville, but his defense was, you know, really good, guarding ball screens, defending the ball one-on-one. And that's who we need him to be all the time.
Into the corner it goes. McCain, a baseline drive. Got airborne, flipped it back up top for Proctor. Plenty of time, 14 to shoot. Off of a screen set by Flip. Wants to drive into the paint all the way in. Scoop it off the left window. It crawled out. They fight for the rebound. And we get a whistle and a tie-up, and the alternating possession is going to give it to Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets with a 3-2 lead in the early going. As we also have an injury for the Blue Devils, it looks to be Tyrese Proctor, who was down after the play. And that was away from where the tie-up was going on, and you just hope that he's all right.
It was horrible. I hated every moment of it, not being out there with everyone and not being able to, you know, help winning and help Duke winning. And it was the longest time I've been out with an injury in my life. And you know, I think I had a great support system, family, friends, and all the Duke staff and trainers and stuff like that. Just being around me, my teammates, everyone just, you know, helping me get through that little hurdle. And you know, I'm coming out on the better side now, and just glad to be back. Obviously, not being physically out there hurts, and but I can do a lot. I can see a lot more from the bench as well, and I think it gave me a different perspective of the game and allowed me to just, you know, help a couple guys like Caleb and Jared just get in their rhythm and get their confidence going early in the season.
Looking to the right, just spinning, needs some help. One dribble, fed it to the corner. Proctor, a three. Good! Tyrese Proctor from the left corner. His first field goal since halftime. Brings Duke back within one, 64-63. Off the inbound, Proctor, a left side three. Got it! Tied at 69. Flip, sizing up Reeves, drives him into the paint, a kick out. Proctor, a three. Got it again! And Duke has the lead.
Tyrese 2 in a row, and it's 72-69.
Up top, Flip. Back to Tyrese. Thought about another one. Steps closer. Found Young. The defender flies by. And he lays it in.
So 2 threes and a pinpoint assist inside. Tyrese Proctor's lifted the Blue Devils to a 5-point lead.
5-point game. 5 seconds to go. Across midcourt, Dongo lobs it to the right. Reeves. 2-1. Hoists at the buzzer. No good. And that'll do it. 84-79, the final score. Short-handed. Battered and bruised, they found a way.
I think it was huge. You know, we didn't want to be down that much at home. It was a struggle at first, but you know, once the lead sort of broke out, we came together, and you know, a lot of teams can break off and become individualized, but you know, we sort of collectively came together and understood. You know, Jerm going down was another big thing, so understanding that he's going to be out, Mark was out, so just picking our brothers up and just staying strong and fighting through that run. I think that's just my role as being a leader as well and a captain, and you know, whether that's the ball in my hands or without my hands, just making sure our offense is flowing, the tempos, you know, in my control and our team's control, and just being able to control both ends of the floor.
The Blue Devils want to run. Jeremy probing, penetrates, kicks to the left corner. Proctor is open, and he hits a three.
Tyrese is in a unique position because you know, he made the decision this spring to come back to school, and it was the right decision because he wanted to become better as a player, more ready, and when he has the opportunity to go to the NBA, he wants to be ready to go for that. And sometimes when you make that decision, you anticipate the season going a certain way. And when it doesn't in the beginning of the year, not like he's had a bad year or anything like that, he's had a good year, but he expects it to be even better. And same with me, we're on the same page with that. And so for him, you know, he had an ankle injury which set him back. He was out almost a month, missed some games, and he's coming back.
A lot of my shots haven't been falling this year, and you know, just been sticking through it with Coach Scheyer and Coach Lucas and those guys, and you know, they've put a lot of work in with me, and I put a lot of work in. So just staying confident, and you know, when my openings come, just shoot it with confidence. It's just repetition. The more you know work at it and stuff, the less you're going to worry about it because you know that you put the work in, you trust in your work, and you think every shot's going to go in. I think we've come a long way. I think early on, we started pushing the ball slower early in the season. I think now, you know, we're such a fast tempo team. Our defense, I think our defense is an identity that we didn't have early on as well, that we've now, you know, come to realize that it's what's going to win us games, and our offense is just going to come from our defense. You know, everyone sees all rankings and wins and losses you get, but you know, when you get in the thick of it in ACC play, anyone can win any game, and just not being complacent and still knowing that, you know, every game has value, every possession has value.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Duke's new century cries out for a university where the drive to discover is not hemmed by disciplinary logics, where philosophers work side by side with physicians and physicists, where nurses find inspiration in narrative theory, where mechanical engineers team up with marine biologists or musicians. I believe Duke will continue to be that university, together.
When you're injured, you should not be ignored by the insurance company.
We know the amount seems low, but this is what your case is worth.
Just click here.
We understand you can't work. Click the bottom. You want more.
Call a law firm that will fight for the justice you deserve.
You weren't gonna click that, were you?
Tell them you mean business. Call the law offices of James Scott Farron on the Hurt Line right now.
You can have live college sports in your hand this year with the brand new Varsity Network app. Hear live, play-by-play, and keep up with your favorite teams and audio broadcasts no matter where you are with this free new app. Be sure to download the Varsity Network app today.
Duke Basketball 360, presented by Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires.
Jon Scheyer calls out the play. Crowd making noise. Proctor jumps up from three and sits him down. Big time bucket for Proctor, and the lead back to 8.
In the Louisville game, they made, a really good run starting off the second half, and huge point of emphasis for our team has been the way we close first halves and the way we start second halves. And didn't think we came out with the energy that was needed to get stops. And so I called a timeout, just talked in the huddle about really what we had to do on defense, which is locking in on the ball, 5 guys moving together, and playing with great resistance. You can't just guard them. You have to guard them with resistance and with fight. And we executed out of the timeout, scored, which I think got us a little bit of our confidence back, and then just really focused the rest of the game on getting stops. So this action right here, it was just great patience by our guys, and we got some good movement. And Mark, we emphasized finishing through contact a lot, and Mark did that on that play. This is probably the biggest play of the game, where Flip took a good open 3, and we've emphasized as a team and as a staff going to the offensive boards, and Mark's rebound to Tyrese's 3. It came in at such a critical time. And you see where Mark is all over the place on this, a great 2-man game with him and Tyrese. Again, Mark and Tyrese, this is a good thing for us. And then Tyrese's burst to get to the basket, I love to see and want him to do more of that. Flip's patience and footwork here was terrific. He settled probably on a couple of those on fadeaways. We love when he goes to the basket through contact. And then Flip's passing he's the best big passer in the country. I mean, it's just off the charts what he does when we hit him on those rolls. And then sometimes you need you guys to make plays. And Tyrese right here, he made a great play and got James back on his heels and stuck the 3. This is where we had 5 guys moving together, Sean coming over to help. You can see everybody's rotating, Mark's great individual defense, and then we came up with a rebound. Tyrese again getting separation, and then what a big play by Mark just getting in there. And I don't know who hit it, but I'm glad it went in for us. And then back to Flip here, and he had great poise, and it's a flip-like move where he follows his own miss and scores it. This is something we did just to get movement on offense and to get Tyrese and Flip involved, and it's a great extra pass to Jared for an open three. And again, what sets this up is the screening by Mark and Flip, and that's part of what Mark does such a good job of, is connecting and getting others open with his offense. And then the great defense here to get a stop. And this is a luxury, having Flip be able to handle versus pressure, and you have a 7-footer drive into the basket and finishing through contact. I don't know who else has that in the country.
The buzzer beater, that moment when time stands still. Our collective breath held as the ball hovers above the rim. But almost a third of those shots were set up by a passer who made the smart choice. Throwing an assist takes trust, IQ, and total confidence in your decision. And the greatest one? My pass to Leitner in '92 wasn't too bad. Continental, the smart choice in tires.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
Statistically, the world is losing color. But who wants a gray world when we could have this? Honey yellow, periwinkle, indigold. Things stay the same when the same is where you stay. But in hundreds of Delta destinations, simply opening your eyes can open your world.
I wanted to work with a supplier partner I respect.
I wanted a partner who respected me.
We needed a partner with employees who care as much as we do.
We needed a partner who values relationships.
I wanted a partner that would help me grow my business.
We needed a partner that would help us succeed.
SRS Distribution delivers more than building products. SRS delivers customer success.
Foster works his way off of it on the left, between the legs with a dribble a couple of different times. How about a step back three? Wow! Caleb Foster feeling it. He's got 13, and it's a one-point game, 49-48 for Flip again. Catches in front of Leggett. Cross court, McCain will launch and tie the game. McCain has the hot hand. He wants the basketball. He's got it. Comes off of a screen. A ball fake and a three. Good again! They say it's a long two. Ties it at 57. Lobs it for Flip. A good look from three, and he hits it. Kyle Filipowski has 13. A one-point game again, 61-60. Hinson defending, drives into the baseline, gets inside, scoops it up and in. What a crafty two out of the hands of Jared McCain. He's got 18, three-point game, 72-69, 2:38 to go. And now McCain. Jared on the drive, into the paint, steps through, put it up and in! Soaring, he put it off the window! It's a one-point game! On the drive, got inside, back up top for Flip. He'll take the three on the right and hit it with 9.9 to go. And the Blue Devils will use their final timeout. And it's over. The Blue Devils without two starters, Jeremy Roach and Mark Mitchell. And in the end, it proved to be too much to overcome. And Pittsburgh gets the win at Cameron. 80-76, the final score.
Well, the Pitt game, we didn't overcome human nature, and it was a really strange time with our schedule. You know, you're playing a team, you play Pitt 2 out of your last 3 games with only 1 game in between, and you had a week off. And in addition to that, you're missing Jeremy and you're missing Mark. And Pitt is a really good team. Pitt went through a stretch where they didn't make any shots for a few games against anybody, but that wasn't indicative of who they are as a team or what they're capable of. And you know, they came in hungry. They came in, shooting the heck out of the ball. And a lot of that was because of them and their readiness, and a lot of that also was because of us, that we weren't able to overcome, beating them at their place and then to do it again 10 days later. And to have that mindset, knowing you have to step up even more without Jeremy, without Mark. And so for us, I think there's another lesson for us of how ready you have to be for every ACC game, no matter who you're playing, no matter what the circumstances are. And still in that game, we had opportunities down the stretch to win, but it came down to our defense not being able to get a couple stops. And that has to be who we are. When you need to stop, the game's on the line, you got to figure out a way to come up with the play.
Sizing it up, step back three. Rattled out, the rebound for Power, back up and in off the right. 2 seconds and one, and that'll take us to halftime.
Well, in game, there's a lot of adjustments you have to make, and lineups are one of them. And different things can happen in the game, whether it be foul trouble, which has happened a bunch to us this year with Flip especially. Jeremy going out middle of the game. And then obviously who the other team is playing on the floor can adjust sometimes, or can make you adjust to who you need on the floor. And I thought our guys did a great job on the fly, picking things up. And for us, we have the great luxury of being able to put different lineups on the floor when you have a guy like Mark, who's such a positionless player. When you have somebody like Flip, who's a positionless player. I mean, he's even bringing the ball up at the end of the game, and that's a great luxury to have. It's critical that everybody in the team is ready to go all the time, and you can look through the season. There's been multiple times every one of our scholarship players have played in a game that's close, and one, that's because we have good players, but two, it's because circumstances. You don't know what happens with foul trouble. You don't know what happens. Sometimes a matchup favors one guy over another, but you always have to be ready to go. And we're not afraid to get in a game and call anybody's name if the moment calls for it. And I'm proud of their mentality, staying ready, the way they've practiced and worked, but we're going to need more of that as the season goes on.